music. He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love,
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. This is my review for Love Is, episode 2 of season 1. This show is a new show, as I said last week, and it is on OWN. The show was really slow, okay? And I was watching it today, taking little notes here and there, and I kept on thinking, I like this show, but it's something I can't put my finger on. What is it? And around 40 minutes in, I said the show was really slow. And it's almost like it focuses too much on this is the 90s. Let's look at the fashions. Let's look at, the beepers. Let's look at, dating online. It's all these little extra stuff that I feel like they wanted to put infants on. Emphasis? Whatever it is. It's Freudian. Ignore that. But yeah, they want us to kind of focus on to kind of say this is the time that it was. And for me, it makes the story go really, really slow. It's like the show is 2 hours because it goes slow. And that's weird because, Mara Brock and is it Mara Brock and Celine? Their other shows have been more fast paced, and I'm like this whole episode was about them going to a concert. The whole episode was about them going to a concert. And I feel like that didn't need to be an hour. I felt like that could have been, I don't know. And it's the back and forth between the younger selves and the older selves. I feel like maybe season 1 should have been solely focused on Nuri and Yasir when they met. And then older Nuri and Yasir should not have came into play until the season finale. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's slow, but it's also too much, because I feel like we know they end up together. So while the story of how they got together should hopefully be interesting, I feel like because we know they're this happy couple, the middle parts it might not matter as much because it worked in the end. So yeah, I felt like, they should have waited to show us current time or older, 20, 30 years later, Nuri and Yasir. Because you can tell their story without showing us the older them. So I wanted to get that out the way because I'm like, it went really slow. Really slow. Anyway, but I do love the show. I do. I like it. I just hope it gets to season 2. I hope the rest of the episodes speed up a little bit, and I hope watching season 1 kind of makes them tweak it a little bit to where every episode is not drawn out so much, for lack of a better word, bullshit. Okay, it's just kind of weird. So we see the episode starts off and Ruby's waking up, with, Ruby is Jasir's girlfriend he's living with and whatever, who put him out at the end of episode 1. And she wakes up early in the morning. She goes into the living room and Jasir is in there and he's saying his prayers. He's doing his, because he's was it Muslim? So he was fasting, so he had to do his early morning prayers or whatever. So because he's doing that, she did not interrupt him to say, get out, I hate you, or whatever, or anything, or even have the conversation. So future Yasir and Nuri says, well, yeah, that's crazy. You use your prayer time to, get yourself out of that conversation. So it's the thing of he used that as a reason of her not to put him out right then and right there. Cool, it was what it was. We do see him talking to Sean and just saying how, hey, she put me out. Could I sleep on your couch for a minute? And he's like, I'm on my couch. Me and my girl met each other, so I'm sleeping on the couch or whatever. And so, but he told him like, it's bad she put me out because she put one and one together and that equals Nuri, and now she pissed. So you also add like, can I borrow your gym membership so I can go to the gym and take showers? I said, well, damn it, he's like a real homeless person. So yeah, we then see Yasir call Nuri, and she's half asleep. It was very, very early in the morning, but she's happy he called. You called? He's like, yeah, I did call. You called? And she's like, yeah, I called. And then he says, I love you. I'm like, it is really early for that. And she's like, I love you too. And then she brings up elephant. So then he realizes she's still a little bit asleep. So she kind of like dropped the phone because she's asleep. And then it's that whole, it was a little cute scene or whatever. It was really cute. So from there, we see the future of them saying how, that was our first, it was so hard for us then, we were trying to figure out if the feelings we felt the first time were real. So we're trying to figure that part out, And he was saying like at that point in time, all he cared about was getting to that concert and seeing her. And then she was saying what I felt. Not now, future me feels bad because back then I was always at work. Okay, cool. But again, it was just so much going on. So clearly Nuri works on the set of Martin. Okay, they call the show Marvin, but it's an imitation of Martin. So we get that the actor it was clearly Martin that they were imitating as a show of her working on. And at this point in time, Nuri, like I told her, wrote a joke for the show, and the star of the show loved it. So now at this point in time, she has his attention, and so he wants her writing for the show to make the show be more smart, less dumb wit or whatever. And so he kind of invites her to the fancy restaurant that they do with that they do with the writers who are close with the cast. So she's talking to Yasir on the phone about, oh yeah, I got notice. He invited me to the restaurant to meet my boss, the star. Like, we were talking or whatever, and all these things. I can't believe it happened to me like that. She goes, and we then see her boss, Norma, who's played by Kadeem Hardison, who tells her it's a good thing and a bad thing that you're on his radar. It's a good thing because you're on the radar, but it's a bad thing because you're on the radar. So if you don't do something, if you don't perform well enough, they will just find the next person, and you will be outside this door trying to get in. And then they show the dude that she used to mess with, Keith, who's outside trying to get in. He used to be a top writer, and now he is not so much because she's taking his place in this point now. So they like, once once someone tops you and you can't top yourself, you're gonna be out there. So, and it seems as if she's telling all of this to Yasir. So she is leaving, and Keith sees her like, what are you doing here? He's like, I can't even get in here or whatever. Because they were like, because they wouldn't let him in because, again, they took his name off the list. It's just a really fancy upper echelon, restaurant that only the famous people go to, whatever. And so he like, what are you doing here? Oh, I had a reservation with so-and-so. And he's like, oh, was it like for business or play? And she's like, or what? And he's like, well, you're cute. So, maybe it was and she's like, I'm cute, but I'm also smart or whatever. And I can, it ain't even about that. So at this point in time, he's like, well, I'm just a little bit jealous or whatever. Don't mind me. You want to go hang out? And she was like, no, bye, Keith. Leave. So as she's leaving, she comes to see Will kind of catches up with her. And I'm like, Will, where the hell you come from? Will is a stalker, which is weird because, as she said, all we did was dry hump. I have never seen a man chase someone who all they did was dry hump with. I'm like, it must have been some really good dry humping. So, he like, I'm trying to see, what we are. And she said we were supposed to be fun, but now you kind of, trying to make it serious, and I, that's not what I want or whatever. So, sorry. And she kind of leaves him there. So we then see again her on the phone with Yasir this whole time, and when Yasir see him saying each man sees what he wants in you, Nuri. And I said, did she just tell him all of that? I don't know. But he then again says to her, I love you, Nuri. And she says, don't say that unless you mean it. I don't want you to hurt me. Because again, they have not seen each other since that first night when they set up talking the whole time and then kissed. and said, I love you. He was like, I love you. And I said to myself, you know how many men say, I love you and don't mean it? And you'll say, don't say it unless you mean it. And they'll say it again. They don't mean that shit. So I'm like, it's a 1 in a billion chance that it's real. And that's what they're both trying to just make sure, because you just never know these days. At this point in time, they're on the phone. He didn't hear Ruby coming in, so he has to quickly hang up. I'm right back. Bye. Click. And I said, well, goddamn it. At any time a man hangs up that quick at night, when it's that late, it's because his woman is coming in the house. Either that or he's 16, his mama's walking in. Either way go, I can't date you, bro. So, we then see Nuri again up, and this time she's watching him sleep. She makes a noise, which of course wakes him up, and he like, hey. And she's like, I'm just sitting here wondering if I hate you enough to toss this coffee on you, or if I love you enough to toss this coffee on you. He was like, you tripping, you crazy. She says, no, I'm in this house, so I couldn't think of it, so I'm gonna make grits later. I'm like, so you gonna toss hot coffee or hot grits? So okay. And he like, I'm saying, you crazy. That used to be what you loved about me. And so he like, yeah. He's kind of like, let me stop talking about that. So she then brings up how, she has a client who she has to kind of impress or whatever. And then she says, when she really likes you. And he was like, she wants to fuck me. And then she says, well, I know, but I felt like maybe we can all go out or whatever. And you can he's like, all right, so you basically want to pimp me out. So, when do you need me? Because she said, like, we're friends now. We're friends now. Okay. And he says, since we're friends, sure. And she said, well, I need you tomorrow. He says, I have the concert tomorrow. And then she's like, well, I know, but he's like, look, I can come for drinks, but I can't do dinner. And I'll make an excuse if I'm leaving early because, I'm fast and I can't break my fast. Well, you don't drink, so that wouldn't make any sense. And she's coming with all these reasons why she wants him to come to dinner. And he like, look, you want me to help? You want me to help? You want me to be there? She says, yes. And he says, like I told you, I can be there for drinks, not for dinner. So she says, okay, cool, fine. She then says, but I need you to help me pick out an outfit because you pick out the best outfits for me. So now she in the room or whatever, taking her clothes off, sliding down a little butt cheeks or whatever. Of course she had panties on, but yeah. And she just wants him to remember what she looks like naked. Okay, that's all that it really was. So she's trying on outfit after outfit after outfit. And then she's like, so which one did you like? He's like, the first one. She's like, all right, now it's your turn. And then she's unbuckling his pants, trying to slide her hand down or whatever. And he looking like, I can't do this, no. I can't, I'm fasting. And then she's like, you can make a little exception. And she's again trying to get that dick, okay? And then he said, you know what? No. I do think it's time for me to leave. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for everything that you've done for me. But it's time for me to go. And then he says, but I will definitely still be there tomorrow to support you. She was like, don't even bother. At this point, honey, she's mad. Because again, she felt like you met this new girl and now you won't sleep with me. And you having her call my house. You was out all night with her. And now you won't sleep with me. So, fuck you, basically. At the same time, we see Nuri at the work telling her friend how her and Nuri, that she did not get the tickets back. How they basically hung out all night. She told him that they told each other that they love each other. And it's just crazy connection or whatever. And the friend like, that's just kind of crazy. Who would do that? Like, who meets someone and, falls in love? Like, that doesn't really happen. She's like, girl, you talking about me, but you dating niggas off the internet. I said, and see, this is how you know it was early times. I met a guy on AOL one time. That's a story for a different day. Anyway, at this point in time, they're kind of laughing about it or whatever. They didn't have to go to a work meeting. And, they find out that Marvin has been booked to host the Source Awards. So because he has to do that, they have to record the show earlier so that he can go practice for the Source Awards. So that now none of them can go anywhere tomorrow, concert day. And so he like, all you guys, whatever plans you have tomorrow, cancel them. We're going to be here recording the show. She like, damn, I really want to go to this play. So she kind of spazzing out like, I want to see him again. I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Why is he calling me back? Because she's paging. He had a pager. Lord Jesus. She paging him, and he ain't calling back. And she's confused to why he ain't calling back. She wants to see him. And her friend like, girl, why are you in this bathroom freaking out? Like, just calm down. It ain't that serious. I really like him. I really care for him. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't get why he won't call me back. And she says, maybe that girl is really his girlfriend. They're always off and on. And right now, they're on. And she's like, you're really mean. And when the girl said it, I did say, well, that wasn't nice. As a friend, you want to be honest with your friend, but not crush their spirits. Like, you want to be like, a girl will tread lightly. Okay? Don't get too caught up. But don't say stuff like, well, you probably fucking some bitch. Like, that is mean when someone cares for someone. Anyway, she like, look, what she kind of meant was, we the only two females in this writing game. You know, okay? It's just us against them. We have to kind of outwork them. You need to be focusing on the show because we have to do this show and you can't even make it to the concert or whatever. Meanwhile, we see Yasir hasn't called her back. Why? Because even though she's paging him, his pager is cut off. And so he don't have her damn number. So he's on a pay phone calling the pager company, begging them, can y'all either cut my pager back on real quick? I need a phone number off of it. Or can you give me a phone number from the thing because I need the number? And they're like, well, do you have the $100 and whatever? I said, $100? I had a beeper back in the day. I don't remember how much it cost. I don't believe it was $100. I felt like it was like maybe like $20 a month. It wasn't that expensive. I'm like, no, $100, that's an expensive beeper. Anyway, so he can't get her messages. He don't have her phone number, and it's kind of crappy. So we see him, he's in his car in a parking lot. Like, this is some crazy shit. So he now has like a gallon of water, and he's washing his face, he's washing his hands, he's washing his feet. And I'm like, what is he doing? And then come to find out, he is in the parking lot cleansing himself so that he can pray. Because, of course, it's the time. So at the same time that he's, cleansing his hands, face, and feet to pray, to, pay homage, Nuri like, okay, I'm going to try to beep him again. Okay, it isn't in service. Okay, fine. I'm going to call his house. Call his house. Ruby answers the phone. Hello? Hi, you still there? You have the wrong number. And she's like, this isn't 555-1234? And she's like, yeah, but he doesn't live here. And I would appreciate it if you don't call her anymore. I'm looking like, oh, here they go. So she said, okay, I'm sorry. And then she said, try his pager. She said, well, I did, but it isn't working. But, thank you, whatever. And she was like, good luck. I said, Lord Jesus. So at this point in time, we then see Yasir in his car sleeping. And his friend Shine walk up like, is this Yasir? He like, nigga, what's going on? So he realized Yasir is really homeless. He like, bruh. So now he didn't took Yasir to his house with him and his girl. Because him and his girl done made up or whatever. They're not beefed out no more. He said, I ate her coochie for an hour and she good. So he like, why didn't you call me and talk to me? He's like, dude, I called you and said, can I sleep on your couch? He said, no, I need you to like be specific. Tell me it's like dire consequences if I can't be there. He's like, I didn't get that by what you said to me or whatever. My bad. Okay, my bad. So they talking or whatever. He telling her, look, bruh, you doing too much too soon. You want to kind of focus on this girl. You can't afford to, you basically homeless right now. You need to sell that ticket because that concert is sold out. You can sell that ticket for 3 times what it's worth and be better on your feet. And, get your priorities in order. And Yasir basically says, it's this book I read called The Alchemist. My brother got me the book The Alchemist, and I have not finished reading it, but it's a great read so far. He's like, I feel like she's my refuge. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I have to go to that concert. So they both have these priorities that they really should be doing, and they're both kind of saying, forget the priorities, forget me having to be at work, forget the fact that I'm homeless and I had a girl and I ain't got no beeper and I ain't got no money, I don't work, I'm a struggling artist, I'm here struggling because I want to be this writer, director, producer, and I'm struggling right now, and she don't even know. But all I care about is I feel like she is the well that's going to fill up my water tank or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Again, she's my refuge. And she's like, I just have to see him because it's something about him, and I do feel like I do love him. Like, it's just something about him. So we see that whole thing. But he's like, I'm going to this concert. Like, I don't care. I'm going to be there waiting for her, period. So Nuri at work. They filming the show, and she's not supposed to leave because, again, she's a writer. So you see, as they're filming the show in front of a live audience, they're saying different lines. And if the actor doesn't like the lines, he's like, okay, let's come up with something different. Let's come up with something that's funnier. So that's why the writers have to be there, because they're coming up with stuff on the spot. But Nuri, she's like, usually I'm at work. I dress really nice. I can't wait to be there. Like, I love being at work or whatever. It's like, well, this time on set, it was a total different thing. I could not focus on anything except getting to that concert. And so she asked her friend, like, look, I need you to cover for me because I'm going to this concert. Her friend then said, you know what I'm saying, don't be a desperate dummy chasing after stupid. I said, don't be a desperate dummy chasing after stupid. I'm going to write that on my Facebook page because it's funny. And then she's like, I have to go. It's the thing of the friend really feels like Nuri's been stupid, and Nuri really feels like the friend is so jaded that she doesn't get. It's not something simple as just get over it. You know what I'm saying? It's not even that. Like, I just need you to get what I'm trying to say. And what I'm saying is, I need to be there, bitch. He said, she said, he's going to be at that concert waiting for me. And I can't stand him up. I have to go there to see him. I just have to do it. So the friend says, fine. I'll cover, we'll cover for you. They come up with this little plans where they're going to walk around and let people hear them say, oh, I need to go write a little bit more. I don't think I did enough. So I'm going to go back to the office to do some work. I'm going to grab these snack. And I'm going to go back to the office and work. All right, girl. Bye. So, like, the people hear the conversation. She goes back to the office. People see her. Oh, here working late on oil. Yep. She puts the food around her desk, takes her glasses off or whatever. It makes it look like she was here working. And she then sneaks off. We then see the future friend is played by Vanessa Bell Calloway, who's saying, I could not believe it. She did this or whatever. We had a whole plan. Like, I would page her with a code. Like, if it was code 1, you good. Code 2, you ain't good. Code 3 is some bullshit. The different codes or whatever. And that was how we knew. Like, if I paged her one number, she knew she had to call so we can talk. If I paged a different code, she had to get back here ASAP. And if I page like another code, it's a thing of they didn't miss you. And that's good and bad, because it's good because they didn't miss you, but 2, they didn't miss you, so they don't need you, and that it's not good as either. But she's sneaking away to get to the concert. As she's sneaking out the lot, here come Will, who see her. Now, Will is the guy who was dry humping, and he like, oh, you sneaking out to the concert, huh? And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, I saw some of your messages from earlier, so I knew. So he knew, because he kind of held her messages too, whatever. So he's like, yeah, I hold your life in my hands. You know what I'm saying? All this time. He was just talking. It was bullshit or whatever, if you ask me. Because he like, all that time you didn't see me, and now you need me to keep your secret. And she's like, first of all, it's coffee in your hands, not my life. And she's like, I just have to be honest to where I fell in love, and it just wasn't with you. And then she kind of just walks away. He had a whole little speech thing that he was saying. I really didn't care. But, I'm like, whatever. But it was cute to how she did not let him stop her from going to see Yasir. So we see Yasir all dressed up with his nice little linen suit outside the concert, waiting on her. Waiting. And then when everybody else went in, he like, well, damn, she might not show up. And then the person come like, hey, man, you got an extra ticket? And then as he was about to say yes or no, you hear Nuri say, yes, here? And then she's there. He like, nah, man, I ain't got no extra ticket. And then they go in, and they happy to see each other. And it was cute. But again, it was a long hour. I just hope the episode speed up a little bit. We don't need so much emphasis on the show, the time frame of it, or we don't need all of that no more. Like, just tell us the story. The story itself is interesting. It's the amount of time they kind of let moments linger that is a little bit too long for me. And I hope that doesn't turn people off. Because, again, it's a good show. And I do see it can go a couple seasons if they kind of just speed it up a little bit. But anyway, that is our review. Don't forget to like to like my channel. No, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and then hit that little notification bell to know when I post a video. I am Jay Lee. This is Jaylee's Corner. Peace.